Success will be your habit. Develop habits of success that move you towards your goals and away from fear and anxiety. I'm Dr. Mike McPherson. Got my doctorate in health science with a concentration in global health. My passion is human health and performance. I absolutely love to learn about the human body, both mentally and physically, and really how our mental and physical health are two sides of the same coin, right? Heads or tails. One side's mental, one side's physical. You improve one, and it improves the other. Might be incremental, it might be tiny little improvements, but it happens. My purpose, I believe, on this earth is to help and teach others. That's just what I want to do. My goal is to develop habits of success, or at least teach you what are these habits of success. And one day, hopefully soon, maybe it's today, maybe it's tomorrow, maybe it's a year from now, you begin to implement these habits and add them to your daily life and see where it takes you. Hopefully it takes you great places. I've spent the last 10 years as a teacher. I've taught high school and college classes. I've taught biology, chemistry, biochemistry, anatomy and physiology, physics, advanced physics, and technology and healthcare. I've been a head strength coach, head football coach, head track coach, all at the high school level. Spent some time as an assistant strength coach at the college level. Also spent the past 10 years as both a personal trainer and group fitness instructor. Do a lot of remote programming. Some of my former athletes, current athletes, and just new people. Just any way I can, I want to help people. My why, what gives me the passion, the motivation to do these things, why am I so passionate about helping others? A lot of it has to do with these people here. Not me, but my wife, Ashley, my beautiful wife, Ashley, my handsome son, Michael James, and my beautiful daughter, Edison Marie. They give me a wealth of energy that I did not know, a reservoir of energy I didn't even know existed until I had them in my life. Here's my Instagram profile. If you want to check it out, Dr. McPherson, spelled out, right? McPherson, Neato. I try and post some content, a lot of different things there, and just really sciencey stuff, and just want to get you moving, get you healthy. That's my only goal. Before we get going here into this PowerPoint, I want to show you and focus your eyes, if you would, your attention right here where it says goals must be written down. Notice written, kind of hard to miss it, right? It's bold, it's in red. This is for the guided notes to enter this information. So I've provided you'll notice some guided notes here. Success will be your habit guided notes. Here's our slide 3, says your goals. Oh, here's our third slide titled your goals. So it matches up there. Goals must be written down. The idea is goals must be, you would input written down right here. You'd write that in, print these off, write that in. The reason being why it's important, you got to be engaged. You got to be an active learner. If you want to ensure your success, if you're a passive learner, you're just sitting here listening to this, you're going to retain some of it. But if you're engaged, you're an active learner, you're writing things down, you're thinking about how this can help you, what's your reason why. You start losing focus, remembering why you're doing this, what are you trying to achieve, what are your goals. It's going to be huge, right? Keep those things on your mind. So first thing, goals must be written down. We're already talking about goals, we haven't started. So goals must be written down. It's very important. You must write down your goals. You can look them up. And again, everything I say, and I'll tell you this in every video, question what I say. Do your own research. Come to your own informed decision. There's something worth looking up. There was a Harvard study and a Yale study that looked at the success rates of those who write down their goals and those who did not write down their goals. And those who wrote down their goals, I believe they achieved their goals more than 80% of the time, as opposed to those who did not write down their goals, or maybe 20% of the time. Whatever they stayed focused on, they achieved those goals. Other things that drifted off, they missed them. Goals must be as specific as possible, right? So if your goal is what's your goal? I want to own a car. What kind of car? What color, right? What make, what model? What do the tires look like? What do the rims look like? What's on the inside? Leather, right? All leather interior, automatic. Is it a stick? Be as specific as possible when it comes to setting your goals, right? Aim small, miss small. Aim small, miss small. Really define that bullseye, and that's where we want to go. And also, what is your goal for taking this course? What do you plan to do with this? And hopefully it's big things. If your goals don't scare you, they aren't big enough. The course goals: identify habits that lead to success, describe the principles of success, explain the importance of positive thinking. Can't stress enough. You always have an opportunity to focus on the positive or focus on the negative. Um, look for the silver lining, or look for a complaint. Um, it's definitely improved my life, focusing more on the good things and what I can get out of a situation than focusing on what's happened with that situation, or complaining about that situation. So success. Success is the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. I would even back this up, and this is the worthwhile pursuit of an aim or purpose. Just attempting, just trying, and working towards a goal every day. I think that person's successful. Even those that, they might be incredibly wealthy and have all these things, but they're just kind of sitting idle in life. I don't know, success is an ongoing thing. We want to continue to push and grow and challenge ourselves and reach for more, right? Don't ever be satisfied. How do you define success? Like I see, right? Success is the accomplishment of our aim and purpose. Success could be the pursuit of your aim, your purpose, your goals. How are you going to define success? If I slide over here, here's an opportunity in the guide to notes, right? How do you define success? So you'll be able to fill that in. How do you define success? I think it looks different for everybody. That's why I want to give you an opportunity to figure out, how do you define success? Take some time, think about that. I think everyone defines success differently, but the qualities that make up success are very similar. There's some things that successful people do, and they stand the test of time, right? We're talking people like Schwab, Carnegie, Napoleon Hill, Thomas Edison, Tesla, Henry Ford, the Wright brothers. All of these different people, Einstein, modeled these habits of success, and that's why I'm bringing them to you. Earl Nightingale, Bob Proctor. These are all people who emulate these qualities. Gratitude. Successful people live with an attitude of gratitude. I thank you, showing appreciation. These things go a long way. It's amazing what they do for your mental health, and for showing appreciation, telling someone I appreciate you, thank you, what it does for their mental health. You just never know what's going on in someone's life or what they're facing on the day-to-day. You've seen our society, where we live, how we live now, especially our young people. They are facing a number of obstacles, and it's continuing to evolve and change. And I think as a teacher, I saw a lot of kids who just saying thank you, showing some appreciation, really made their day. You never know how much one relationship is going to affect someone, or just how much a compliment or one positive thing said to someone is going to make their day, right? And that's what successful people do: show appreciation. They write down their goals. Again, it's the first thing we're going to do in every course, video, anything I do, right? Identify your goals. I do it every morning. I repeat my goals. Think about them. Look at them. Successful people write down their goals. They review them. Could even write on a 3x5 cord your biggest major goal, and look at it every day, throughout the day. Every time you put your hand in your pocket, you're thinking of your goal. And keeping that on your mind does wonderful things. And you know what else it does is it keeps you off of It keeps your mind off of things that are causing anxiety. Keeps your mind off of things that are distracting or giving you fear, right? Keep your mind on your goals, and it's going to help you get you focused. It's going to help you achieve your goals, and more importantly, it's going to help you clean up your thoughts, eliminate some of those you can't have automatic negative thoughts if you're already thinking about your goals, because your mind is being used. Successful people use their imagination. This Einstein quote right here: imagination is more powerful than knowledge, for knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the entire world, stimulating progress, giving birth to evolution, right? Einstein's E equals mc squared. I saw it was actually a video based on what Einstein had said, and that he gives credit to discovering E equals mc squared. He had a dream, like I think it was a daydream or a sleepy state, where he was riding a rainbow across the universe. And that's where he kind of caught with that. So a guy uses imagination often. Successful people imagine the outcome they desire, right? What do you want? Think about it. Create a picture in your head. Draw that picture. Live from the outcome you desire. It's amazing where you think about the solution you want, where you want to go, and your mind. If you keep that focused, your mind will lead you in the right direction. So use that imagination. Um, I truly do believe that anxiety, some of the depression that people are facing, not all of it, but I think some of it we can really remedy by applying our imagination for good. I think that imagination is um, the strongest faculty of our mind, right? Our strongest cognitive function. And the anxiety and depression at times is our imagination, our negative imagination, right? It's just running wild. All these things are popping in your head. Well, instead of I used to do this, and it's from experience. I used to try and use my willpower, right? Like, just stop thinking about that. Just stop thinking about that. And it never worked. I failed. It would always pop back up. But what started working for me was imagining good things. Well, if something bad popped in my head, imagine the opposite. What if it was the best possible outcome? Right? Even tell myself, I reject that. What if the best possible outcome happened? I would imagine that. Try it out, right? Your imagination is very strong and you can repurpose it. You can do something positive with it. When those negative thoughts pop up, repurpose it into something positive. And you might not be successful the first time, and it might take multiple efforts, but it's a worthy investment to help out your mind and your thoughts and your life. Successful people fail. You got to make mistakes. You have to. They're part of the learning process. What's important is we avoid making the same mistake over and over and over again. Right? You make a mistake, identify why you made the mistake, reflect on it, find a solution. What could you do better the next time, and move on. The worst thing you can do is take a mistake and run yourself through the ringer. Right? Take care of yourself. Do not destroy your self-esteem. It's vital to you. Treat yourself the way you want others to treat you. Right? Talk to yourself the way you want others to talk to you. As a coach, right? Because I tried to be. I was definitely expected a lot from my athletes. I was very big on holding them accountable, holding myself accountable to the processes. But at the same time, as I got older, not as good as a coach or as an understanding in my earlier career, but as I got older, doing a much better job of building kids up in a different way, right? Coaching differently. What can we do better? What can we focus on? You did very good at this. This, I think, needs a little bit of work. Let's go after it the next rep. Talk to yourself the way you want to be talked to, right? Start there. Coach yourself up. Accountability. Successful people hold themselves accountable. If you say it, you got to do it, right? Accountability is the act of taking ownership and finding a solution. It's going to be me. I'm accountable. I'm gonna make this happen. Taking accountability and taking ownership of a problem empowers you to solve that problem. It might not be your fault, right? But if you take responsibility for it, you empower yourself to find a solution. And then what else you do is it is a great leadership opportunity. When you take ownership of a problem, even though it's not yours, you are showing people, right, this person, they're a leader. They're willing to do the tough stuff. Even, there might be some who think it's your fault, but there will be others who know it's not your fault. And they'll just say that person is taking ownership. That's special right there. And you know what? You could inspire others to do the same. Successful people finish. Stay true to your word. If you say it, do it. Do not negotiate with yourself, right? And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. You just have to keep trying. That's going to be a big theme here. You're not going to be successful every time you're practicing these habits, right? It's going to take, they say 21 days to create a habit. Every single day for 21 days. Might be 2 months of doing this, reviewing this, listening to this, practicing these things. Whatever it takes, there's nothing more important than working on you. You get one body, one life, one opportunity. Make the most of it. Make the most of it. Successful people honor their commitments. These are affirmations. So success in 3D, right? Affirmations. These are things I like to say to myself. I'm disciplined, dedicated, and determined. I'm disciplined, dedicated, determined. I'm disciplined, dedicated, and determined. Same to yourself. It's funny how this works. I've seen a massive increase in my discipline, right? My determination, getting up earlier, doing things that I don't necessarily enjoy doing because I know there's going to be a payoff at the end. I truly credit these affirmations and the positive self-talk. Envision success. Look at the 3 E's, right? 3 D's, 3 E's, 3 P's. It's deep. Effort, energy, enthusiasm. So, effort, energy, enthusiasm. Everything you do, give great effort. Be high energy, enthusiastic, right? And you start hooting, you start hollering. This is a big thing with coaching, right? Because there's some days you walk out on that field. There's some days you walk out on the track, wherever it is, and you're like, oh, I'm tired, right? You know, this happened, that happened, whatever. Lots of things going on in life. And when you got to put that all aside and focus on what you need to do, hooting, hollering, getting some enthusiasm going. It's amazing how just hooting and hollering and doing something fun and crazy, it's gonna rocket up all that energy, right? So even if you fake it till you make it, right? Because practice enthusiasm. You're not sometimes, right? You don't have energy, you do energy. So get excited and you'll be excited. Don't wait for your energy to come to you. Claim it. I am excited. I am effort, energy, enthusiasm. The 3 P's: patient, persistent, positive. Your goals might be massive, right? It might be 4 or 5, 10-year goal. What do you plan to do? And you're working towards that. What do you got to do every day? Patient, chip away at it, like a sculptor sculpting, a sculptor, tackling on marble, a marble piece. Patience, right? Chip away at it. That's a mallet and chisel and a hammer, and it takes time. You got to be the same way with yourself. You are both the marble and the sculptor, right? Have patience. Be persistent. Be consistent. Whatever your goal is, work towards it every single day. Do something every single day for your goal, no matter what it is, no matter how small. Move that needle, right? 0.1% increase is still an increase, right? Every day, try and do something to improve. And then be positive. Keep your thoughts positive, right? We live in a negative society, and I think a lot of our negative self-talk and a lot of all this negativity, right? Well, turn on the news. When's the last time they reported something positive? How often, right? Listen, I do not encourage you to listen to the news because you're probably not going to hear very many happy things, and it'll probably be slightly depressing. Reject it. Turn it off. Worry about your immediate environment. What's going on in your life? How can you get better? How can you improve the lives of others? Focus on those things. Focus on those positive things and watch how your life changes. Do not focus on the problems. Focus on solutions. Successful people delay gratification, right? And this is something that I learned. I think it is either Napoleon Hill, Earl Nightingale, Bob Proctor, one of those guys, where he talk a lot about success, but basically keeping like the success ball rolling, the momentum rolling. As soon as you achieve one of your minor goals, don't rest. Keep going, right? What's the next one? Stand them up, knock them down. Keep it going. Keep it going. This to me, instant gratification is definitely 100% has to do with our cell phones and how they're wiring us now, right? They're just dopamine hits, Instagram, and I'm guilty of it too. And I've been working hard to discipline myself, plug my phone in, turn it off, not worry about it. But the likes, the buzzing, the notifications, the bright colors, right? Constantly those distractions, right? That instant gratification, delay it, right? At the end of the day, focus on you. What can you do to improve? Work towards your long-term goals, right? You make money at your paycheck. What are you investing for? Are you just going to go buy, I don't know, little knickknacks or random pair of shoes or something you don't really want? Or are you going to save that money, invest it, put it aside, do something with it for the long term? Just something to think about. Successful people celebrate their successes and stay focused. Successful people are organized. Find a method of organization that works for you. Everyone's going to be a little bit different. You got to find something that works for you, test it out, right? Practice it. When you're doing different things, is it by alphabet? Is it by color? If you're organized, you got a huge bookshelf like shown in the picture, by author or by book title, maybe you number them, whatever you want to do. I think it's very important just to stay organized. Find a method that works for you, because I guess also what we're trying to do here is get to know you. You get to know yourself a little bit better. I'm a big believer, at least for myself, when I clean up the outside, I clean up the inside. When my room's messy, I feel, I don't. When our bedroom's messy or our house is a disaster and there's stuff everywhere, right? It looks like a toy box exploded in the living room. I clean up the I clean up the outside, and it decreases feelings of anxiety. It allows me to focus a little bit better. Okay, what do I want to get done for the day now that I got that out of the way? Clean up the outside, and you'll clean up the inside. Encouragement. I believe in you. I believe in you. I think you can achieve your goals. You just have to believe, right? And you got to believe. Say it out loud. I believe in me. You have to, right? I think positive self-talk, if you have to do it, and that's right, when you're in deep and negative things are popping up in your head, tell yourself, I believe in me. I love me. Other people love me. Say it. Say it out loud, and you're going to change your mind, but you have to do it, right? You have to do it. That's the thing. Knowing's one thing, doing's another. Knowing's half the battle. You got to do. Successful people encourage others. They're supportive, right? Reach out. Try and lift some others up. Do your best. And it's easy. Again, we're in a negative society. Lots of complaints, negative talk. Try, do your very best. Change the conversation. Focus on the good stuff, right? Where can we build someone up? Where can we give a compliment? Where can we thank somebody? Remember your why. So when you're remember your why. Successful people remember their why. When you're losing focus, you've been grinding and you're losing focus, or you woke up. I like to work early in the morning. That to me is my best, most creative time. It just seems to. It's not as difficult to get things written down to create stuff in the morning for me. So I like to get up early. The house is quiet, no one's awake, and that's where I like to get a lot of my work done. Right? The motivation, the motivation comes like high. I like to compare it to high and low tide. Right? Sometimes motivation is high. It's easy to get stuff done. You're like, I'm gonna crush this. This is easy. Right? When it's low tide and you get up, you're like, oh, and you're feeling sorry for yourself, and you got that little man, that negative self-talk in your head. So one thing I like to do to kind of encourage my discipline, to kind of refine myself and ensure I'm getting what I need to do done, I think of my why. And for me, that's my family. Like, you need to provide, you need to work, you need to set a great example for your children, because they are looking at your habits and they are downloading them, and they are going to exercise those habits, right? Think about them. Think about your wife. Would they be proud of what you're doing? So, I say a lot of those things to myself, and if it doesn't agree and it's there, is this moving you towards your goal? I try and change it. Get up, move around, right? Helping you remember your why. Change your position. But it definitely helps. The stronger your why, the more likely you are just to get things done. And you're going to get it done much easier the stronger your why. Successful people lead. They lead by example. Not everyone's going to be doing this. Not everyone's going to have these habits. Probably going to be a part of the minority. I'm not sure if it was Bob Proctor or Earl Nightingale said something like, there's only 5% of the population who exhibit these habits. The other 95% do not, right? So you're going to have to lead by example. You're going to have to be different. You're right. It's okay. You should be. You should aspire to be yourself. Not like anyone else. You should just be you. What makes you you, and you should love it, and you should do it. Successful people say it, then do it, right? Lead by example. Model the behavior you want. People are looking, you might not believe it, right? But people are looking to you for leadership. Someone is somewhere at any time. Successful people grow. You're not meant to stay the same, just like the plants outside, right? You're meant to grow every day in every way, trying to get better and better and better. Successful people embrace and overcome obstacles. Life is not going to be all sunshine and rainbows. There are cloudy days. There are natural disasters. There are mistakes that happen that you're going to have to fight through, right? Again, major mistake, even when it's a major one. Okay, what I do wrong? What can I improve on? Got it. Do not beat yourself up. No regrets, just lessons. Regrets are what you think about, and it gets you down, and it hurts you negatively. It impacts your self-worth, right? Stay positive. Where can you grow? How can you get better from this? And you will. and things will get better. Successful people test their limits. How do you know what you can do or how great you can be if you don't get out there and try? If you don't get out there and push? If you don't get out there and get uncomfortable, right? You don't grow in your comfort zone. You're not getting better sitting on the couch, watching TV, playing video games, doing any of those things, right? Where do you get better? You get better when you push yourself, when you're testing your limits, when you're doing things that are uncomfortable. They are making you better. Successful people go above and beyond, right? They exceed expectations. They set a new standard. That models success, right? You promote yourself. This is where I'm going. This is what I've got done, right? Be that person that goes above and beyond, leads by example, does things that no one else is willing to do, right? I don't believe I'm special. I believe I work hard, right? I work hard, stay committed, and I try and go above and beyond with the things I do. Considerations for success habits, and we'll talk about these in future videos. Eating habits, drinking, movement, sleeping, and outdoor, right? So important, all of these things. Movement's vital to your brain. If you're not moving, you're aging faster. What you're putting into your bodies matters. You can really impair your metabolism with the food you're eating or the food-like substances. Sleeping, what kind of sleep are you getting? Is it quality sleep? How do you know? How often do you go outside, right? We, believe it or not, like up until the past, I don't know, right, couple hundred years, we could even go within like the past 100 years, we spent the majority of our time outside, more likely than not, or definitely did a lot more outside. Right? We got to get back to those habits. I mean, we go into a lot. Sunlight hits your skin, causes the cholesterol in your cell membranes to produce precursors to vitamin D, right? Vitamin D, every cell in your body has a vitamin D receptor, interacts with your genome just from going outside and getting in the sun. I want to thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your effort. I appreciate you. I hope you got something positive out of this. Again, I'm just looking, I want to help people. That's my goal. I want to help you, your family, anywhere and everyone. I want to do my best just to improve their quality of life, their mental and physical health. If you got any questions, concerns, suggestions, please reach out. I've included on the guided notes, I believe in you, some positive thoughts, remember your why. I've included my website and my email address right here, drmacpherson@gmail.com. Reach out. Let me know what you think, your thoughts. What can I do better? What did you like about it? And anything in between. I'm here to help. Here are some of the references. Again, there's a lot of that went into these success habits, but Earl Nightingale, Augmentino, the greatest salesman in the world, Napoleon Hill, Les Brown, Neville, and a ton of Bob Proctor, a lot of lectures. Great to check out. One of the most influential books, I think, in the history of the world, and definitely in my life. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich.